Is Bijan Robinson going to have an MVP caliber season in 2025? Welcome to Falcons Today. I am Nick Roloff. You might remember the name. I managed this channel my first year here at Chat Sports. It's good to be back. Well, either way, Bijan said and wants a Saquon level season when it comes to explosive runs. Like you watched Saquon just dominate last year in the postseason and over the course of the year, ripping off 40-yarders, 50-yarders. Bijan wants to be that caliber back, and he certainly is capable of being that. We'll talk more about it, but we are in the middle of our June-like battle with those little naughty people over at Saints Now. F. Trace Gerard, let's take them down here at Falcons Today. We lead by just about 100. Let's increase our lead. Help me out. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's kick it over to Bijan Robinson, who had a lot of expectations on his plate for this year. He said that we all want it. We're all waiting for that Saquon type of season when it comes to explosives. But I've been working on it a lot this offseason, and obviously when it gets to the season, it's time to go show it and go do the work the right way. Bijan already one of the best running backs in football, and well, you might remember a couple years ago if you were with us here, I did not want Bijan at pick number 8. I wanted Christian Gonzalez. Seems like it would have worked out either way, but I am happy Bijan is in Atlanta because you just saw him. He's the focal point of the offense. He gets spoon-fed, and he is able to make the decision makers in Atlanta very, very happy. But you do see there, 300-plus carries, only 520-plus runs. That is the thing that he wants to improve on. But a Swiss Army knife who can beat you in so many different ways, whether it's through the passing game, whether through he's going up the middle and between the tackles, on the outside. He's just got great balance and ability to make defenders miss alike no matter the size. You see where he ranked in 2024 amongst NFL running backs. Yeah, he is that guy, folks. And it's just so impressive. And I just think that he is on track for a big season. We'll touch on it a little bit more based off Michael Penix's second year at the end of today's video. But Bijan is right there. And yeah, he did rank number 4 in terms of explosive runs, but there's more untapped potential with him. Like, I think he is just such an otherworldly athlete. His vision and the blend of explosiveness and patience in the backfield, it should just set up for a season where we're talking about him as the best running back in football. Obviously, there's no debate who was number 1 last year. It was Saquon Barkley. But once you get after Saquon, there was conversations about Bijan, Jameer, and Derrick Henry. Like, I really believe this might be the top 4 running backs in football. And I mentioned, I could see it happening. Like, we're only 2 years removed from Bijan being drafted. He's entering the 3rd year of his NFL career. There's a lot to grow, and I'm excited to see it. You mentioned the more consistent passing attack that may come to fruition this year with Michael Penix over last year's up and down year with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. Like, that will only help the running lanes for Bijan Robinson get opened up. And we are obviously comparing Bijan's season to Saquon, and if he can become that next player. Like, yeah, Bijan had explosive runs last year, but we did talk about how the 20-yard runs, the big-time plays, were not close to Saquon. But it's hard to really say that anyone could be close to Saquon in that regard because he was just so dominant in it last season. You could make the argument that Bijan is better in the passing game, but we're splitting hairs here. Either way, you look at the two backs, there are a lot of similarities in terms of their explosive ability, their physical nature, and you're just only going to expect Bijan to reach the heights that Saquon was able to do last season. Now, a lot of that is because of the offensive line and wide receiver weapons that the Eagles had. Maybe Atlanta has that, maybe they don't. But let's go back to Bijan about some more expectations in 2025. We're done with the 30-yard runs and all that stuff. It's time to get those 60 yards, the 50-yarders. So I've been doing a lot more explosive drills. I've been doing a lot more running, 100 yards, like sprinting, so we can be prepared for, God willing, when those moments come in all the games. And we showed the explosive run rate in the total number a little bit earlier in this episode, but I have consistently referenced the 20-plus yard runs last season. you see some of the most dominant backs in all of football, the Saquons, the Gibbs, the Henrys. Yeah, they're all at 13, almost 20 plus. Like, almost. I didn't get there, almost. Bijan's sitting there at 5. So, yeah, this is a room for growth when it comes to Bijan Robinson. But I also want it to be abundantly clear. Making yourself an explosive runner, the 20-plus yarders, the 50 yarders, the 60 yarders, like, that's not what makes a great back. Is it nice to have that in your back pocket when you get to the perimeter? You can just go for 50, 60 yards and a touchdown? Yeah, it's awesome. It's what made Saquon so dynamic and fun to watch. But that is not the overall necessity of being a good back, right? Like, you need to pick up those meaningful 5-yard runs, the 7-yard runs on first, second down to set your offense into a better spot in the third down situations late in games and be effective in the red zone, take care of the football. That's what makes a running back great. And Bijan does all those things awesome too. We're just talking about maybe adding another weapon to his arsenal in the 2025 season. And coming up in just 1 second, we're going to talk about what I expect and what we expect here at the channel for Bijan Robinson in 2025. But I do got to show some major love to the sponsor on today's show, and that is Factor. Boy, oh boy, do I love Factor. I try to eat right all the time, and Factor makes that very, very easy. When Factor's delivering meals right to my door, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved, that are ready to be heated up in just 2 minutes. Takes the hassle out of eating. We're on the run a lot like Bijan Robinson here, and I'll tell you what, Factor helps us out quite a bit. They arrive fresh and ready to eat. Perfect for any active lifestyle over the summer and beyond. They've got so many different options. You could choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, more. I'm trying to gain some weight muscle-wise, so I go with the Protein Plus options myself, and they make it easy because they taste so good. I mean, the salmon, are you kidding me? How good that is. It tastes like you just ordered it at a 5-star restaurant. You got so many different options. You can go to whatever your taste is. You like seafood? Cool. You like the steaks? You like cool. You like the chicken? You like cool. You got bowls as well. It's just awesome. I use it. You should too. Get started at factormeals.com/FalconsChat50 off and use code FalconsChat50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code FalconsChat50 off at factormeals.com/FalconsChat50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Remember, one more time, factormeals.com/FalconsChat50 off. All right, let's segue, appreciate Factor, on what to expect from Bijan Robinson in 2025. It's going to be hard to top his 2024 campaign when he went for about 1,500 yards and more through the passing game. So anything more than that would be like, holy crap, we are talking about the most dynamic back in football potentially. But Zach Robinson, the OC on Bijan, he is so talented. His vision, the way he can see and feel in tight quarters is unlike anything I have ever seen. We just hope for that uptick with the explosive. So not only is Bijan Robinson focused on it, but I believe that the coaching staff is going to be doing that as well. And the offensive game plan from Robinson, who I am very high on long-term as the OC in Atlanta, as well as the upgraded passing game. Like, I don't think that is something that needs to be understated here. We could talk a lot about offensive linemen, but I think Michael Penix is the key as well, because when defenses can't load the box and they have to play those too high safeties because you passing attack with Drake London, Darnell Mooney, maybe Kyle Pitts this year, Michael Penix can just take the top off of you with their passing game. Well, that's going to provide Bijan Robinson a lot more room to work with in the intermediate, which then can turn into 20 and make a man miss in the secondary. We're talking 50-yarders. But obviously, outside of Michael Penix, the offensive linemen are going to have to come to play. And I like the O-line. I do. Obviously, you lost Drew Dahlman, which is a major bummer this offseason at that center spot. But you still got some of the best offensive linemen in all of football, specifically when it comes to the run game. Chris Lindstrom is one of the best offensive linemen in football. I just remember when I was managing this channel how much of a joy it was to really track him, watch him on a daily basis. The former second-round pick out of Syracuse, Matthew Bergeron, has been kind of growing here. Like, I like what they have up front on their offensive line. Now, I will say, if we're comparing Bijan to Saquon like we have done so often in this video and talk about that taking that next step with their explosiveness, it's going to be hard to get to the point where Philadelphia was last year. They were the best team in the National Football League in the trenches. Whether you talk defensive line, whether you talk offensive line. It's why they were absolutely able to manhandle the teams they played in the playoffs. Yeah, they barely squeaked by the Los Angeles Rams, but they dominated the Commanders. They dominated the Chiefs because of their defensive front, but also because of these guys, man. Mailata is unbelievable. Lane Johnson's a Hall of Famer. Mekhi Becton parlayed his good year into a massive payday in free agency. Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson are also just unbelievable awesome as well. Like, this is the best offensive line football in the 2024 season. So, yeah, it's going to, I don't want to say easy, but it's going to be very beneficial to put up better numbers in the run game. So, yeah, that is something that obviously is helpful to Saquon that you hope Bijan gets this upcoming year. It is also helpful for Atlanta to have a very high-quality blocking tight end in Charlie Warner. Like, that is so key in these West Coast type of offenses. You see it across the league. Mike McDaniel in Miami. You see Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. Some of the key parts of these offensive schemes is the ability to have a tight end to block. We talk about Julian Hill in Miami. We talk about George Kittle in San Francisco. And Charlie Warner is playing that role in Atlanta. So you add him in there, you're going to have a lot of six-man fronts up front with your 5 offensive linemen. Charlie Warner is the blocking tight end. Like, the expectation is for these men up front to take a step up. Another year of continuity. I think that's very important as well. The only player you're losing from this O-line is Dahlman. So you still got your left tackle, left guard combination, still got your right guard, right tackle combo. That's going to help. Continuity is important from year over year, especially on the offensive line. So you slip in Nuzil there, you have your offensive line, and you're going to have a pretty solid group from left to right end to only help Bijan even more. But as I have consistently alluded to throughout this entire video, I think the addition of your rookie quarterback, now going into his second season, is just going to be even more helpful. The lefty, the slinger, who showed a lot of promise in the last couple weeks of the season when the year was over, yes, but I think he is going to help unlock Bijan as well. Whether it's in the screen game with Bijan, whether it's just the fact that defenses have to respect your passing attack more. Like, I know I don't want to rehash this, but Kirk Cousins was abysmal, folks. We know this. And the passing game was terrible for most of the year, which allowed teams to really key in on stopping Bijan Robinson. If Penix takes that next step and shows the flashes for a full season that he did at the end of last year, your offense is just going to be so multi-dimensional to where it's going to allow Bijan to have a bigger role and make bigger plays. So this is going to be a key factor as well. The point is this, and we're going to end the show here. All signs point to this man right here having another big season, and we can even argue an MVP type of season. Now, if you want him to actually win the award, I don't think that's ever going to happen, because if Saquon couldn't do it last year, I don't think you're going to see a running back ever win it, to be fair. But he could be the NFC Offensive Player of the Year. That is something that really could happen here. Now, I would also have to say that the Falcons probably have to be a good team and make the playoffs, because unfortunately, those awards go to teams with players that are really, really good on it, because it contributes to winning. But if the Falcons are able to have a big year and make the playoffs, it's probably going to be on the back of Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson offensively, which could put Bijan into that role of the Offensive Player of the Year. So let's end the show here. Do you think he can win MVP? I'm a little skeptical because I don't think it's possible. But hey, anything is possible, I suppose. So hit that thumbs up icon. Remember, trying to take Saints now down as well. So like the video to take them down and to get Bijan an MVP season. But this is why you subscribe as well, because whether it's me, whether it's someone else here at Chat Sports, Reed is doing a great job getting you guys content. So hit the sub button because it's coming on the daily.